Hello fellow YouTubers, LegoWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old, and today I'm taking a look at the Jakks Pacific Sonic 4-inch Chaos and Mephiles. I have had Mephiles since like the last day of January, and I've been wanting to open him and review him, but I was working on repainting one of my extra shadows into his second form, but that's just been going kind of slow, so I might just review that custom in a separate video. And it's kind of fitting to review these two together. They're both like deities, and also this is like the very first action figures for both of them. So really exciting. I'm just really looking forward to checking out Mephiles. I've heard good things about him. So without any further ado, let's go and get into it. So here we have Chaos, the Master Emerald, and the card that came with him. It says he has 13 points of articulation. There he is with the other figures from this wave. It says an ancient false god, that's just how I say it, whose power flows as it consumes the negative energy of the Chaos Emeralds. Alright. And here's the Master Emerald that comes with him. I went in and took the stand thing that came with the 2.5-inch chopper to act as a base for the Master Emerald. I really wish there was a way to get a bunch of these separately, because I'd like to do this for all the Chaos Emeralds. But for now, just for the Master Emerald, this will have to do. It's a decent Master Emerald. I like how big it is. I know the size of the Master Emerald changes a lot, but I like it being big. I'm not sure how I feel about it being so easy to see through, though. Like the Chaos Emeralds, just a second, I'll go and get one. I like how the Chaos Emeralds are translucent, but it's a little more smoky, if that's the right term. Like here, you can just flat out see through it, but here it's kind of hard to describe, but it's not just super easy to see through, and I kind of like that. I wish they'd gone with that for this, but it's fine. It's still a really nice accessory. Now, Chaos, the figure himself is fantastic, except for one major issue I have, which is with my copy, and if you saw my Sonic Collection video, mine is misassembled because he has two left legs, and that is definitely not the best look. Which is just so annoying because this figure is not an easy one to find, and when I found one at Meijer, I don't have any Meijers in my state, but I was somewhere else and they had a Meijer, and I went there and I found him. That was the only time I saw him, and I was so excited, but after I had him for a little while, I realized that he had two left legs, and that bugs me because Jakks is actually normally pretty good in terms of quality control. Which is just a bummer, because aside from that, and again, that's just an issue with mine, but I think this is easily one of their best figures. First ever Chaos action figure, and I'd say it's the definitive version. Really the only thing I feel they could do with him visually, and a lot of people talk about this, but giving him a brain would have been kind of nice. You can see they kind of added a little cloudiness there, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be in place of the brain, which is fine. But it would have been cool if they could have put one in there. Some bubble effects would be cool also, but I can understand them not wanting to put that on a figure with translucent plastic. Really nice eyes. They stand out against the rest of the translucent blue. Overall, really well sculpted. Got the things dangling out the back of his head. The things dangling on the side of his head. Got the tiny tail. Three-fingered hands. Got the toes. Just overall, looks really fantastic. And articulation is also really nice. Head is on a ball joint. Can look right and left. A little bit of up and down, but not a ton. The arms can go forward that far. And then back about that far, but you're going to have to move the head. They can go out to the side. Really nice movement there on the shoulders. He has elbow joints. Just pretty much at 90, maybe a little under. His lower arm swivels, which is really nice. Ball jointed wrists, nice movement there. Legs can go forward that far and back that far. They can rotate. You have a knee bend and a knee swivel, which I mentioned before. I don't think is completely necessary, but it's fine. And ball jointed ankles. Not a lot of pivoting movement, but they can rotate. So really nice articulation, really nice look. I really don't think there's that much more they could have done to make this better. This is just an amazing figure. For some comparisons, here he is with the 3-inch Jazzware Sonic. I don't get to bust this guy out for a lot of comparisons. Not too bad of scale here. And I am displaying the Frontier Sonic right now, but just under these circumstances, I decided to compare him to the Adventure Sonic. Yeah, pretty decent scale there. I think that's fairly close to how it was in Sonic Adventure. And then here he is with the Chow. I'm surprised that there still isn't a Hero Chow yet. It's been well over a year since the Dark Chow came out. I would have felt like a Hero Chow would have followed shortly soon after, but I'm sure they'll do it eventually. So I think that pretty much does it for Chaos. Overall, fantastic figure, even if mine has a design flaw, which does really frustrate me. This is one of Jakks' best figures, like no questions asked. I absolutely love this thing. So now we can move on to Mephiles the Dark. I've been really excited about this figure. I won't pretend to be someone who's been waiting just for years for this figure. Like I've liked Sonic for a while, but always been pretty casual about it, just watching a show or game when playing a game when they came out, and not really following it that closely until like 2022. That was when I just really got into it, which is kind of weird timing, but that's just how it worked out. But I did watch a lot of videos talking about 06 because media that was meant to be something amazing that ended up being a disaster just always really fascinates me. And Mephiles sounded like a really cool character, but I didn't really think it was that likely Jakks was going to make him, which is crazy because we got this. But they still keep surprising me with some of the figures that they're willing to make. I'm here for it, though. I'm really excited to see what other obscure characters they give us. So for the packaging, there he is. Looks really awesome. Comes with the purple mist. And on the back, it says he has 11 points for articulation. Now there is a typo here. It says Mephiles instead of Mephiles. That's interesting, but whatever. Mephiles is the darker half of the fire deity Solaris and an enemy to humanity's future. What if we'll get Solaris and Iblis and such? That'd be really cool. I don't see how those could be done as 4-inch action figures, but that'd still be really cool. There he is with the other figures from this wave. Already have the Heavy Gunner. There's Supersonic and Shadow. I don't need those two. Yeah, I've really been looking forward to getting this guy out of the package. I'm really glad that Jakks put him up on Amazon and that I was able to get him while he was still $10.99. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy out. Mentioned before, this does hurt me a little bit, even if as someone who does pretty much open all his figures and doesn't have any plans to ever sell them, but just still knowing how expensive these will be down the line in box, but whatever. Here's the plastic ties that Jakks just seems to love all of a sudden. It's not that they never had them, it's just it seems like they're having them a lot more regularly nowadays. Alright, there's Mephiles. And first impressions, I am really happy with this figure. I'm just going to go in and get my critiques out of the way in terms of aesthetics. A lot of people talk about this, and I do agree, is that the purple definitely should be a lot darker. We're going based on the 06 model. His purple in that game, I'll put a picture right here. The purple was very, very dark. And also, he's missing the kind of black stitch lines on the eyes. That's really about it, though. I'm sure a lot of people aren't thrilled with the fact that he has feet, but I'm okay with that because that's really what this purple mist base is for, is to kind of hide the feet. And that way he can still stand up. And he doesn't really have too much of an issue with doing so, which I definitely appreciate. It's a little lopsided, but I might just have him kind of positioned wrong. But so many nice sculpted details. All the cracked detailing on him. Creepy eyes. Kind of pinkish whites. No nose or mouth, as he should look. He does still have the chest fluff from Shadow. The skeletal looking hands. Really like how that looks. And the paint on him is really nice. Just some colors should be a little darker, but the paint that is there, it's still done really well. Then his accessory, the purple mist base. It's an alright accessory. Definitely prefer this over rings or a checkpoint or something like that. So let's see, to attach him just like that. And now you can't even see the feet. Yeah, that looks really nice. Now in terms of his articulation, head is on a ball joint. Has some decent movement there. Actually gets some upward movement. Not really a lot of downward movement, but it's still more noticeable than the up and down movement that you get on most 4-inch figures. Get some tilting, pretty nice. You can look right and left. Shoulders, can do a full 360. They'll collide with the head, but you can still do that. They can go out to the side that far. He's got a wrist on a ball joint. Really nice movement there. Really like the hips. They're just that right amount of tightness. They're not flopping all over the place too much, but still not going to have any issue with moving them, which I definitely appreciate. Has knee bends and knee swivels. Not really a lot of tiltage in the ankles. Like, they're definitely ball jointed, but not a lot of tilting you can do. And you can swivel. Kind of tight. A little tighter than I'd like for them to be, but it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Really nice aesthetically for the most part, and really nice posability. Now for the comparisons, really looking forward to this. So here he is next to Silver and Blaze, which I know this isn't completely accurate because neither one of them really saw him in this form, but it's still cool to see. And here he is alongside Team Dark. This just looks awesome. And of course, I just had to recreate this scene. Well, mostly. I mean, I'm missing Princess Elise for this. And you know what? If we got Mephiles, why not? Jakks, do Princess Elise. I may not like her that much, but that's just the kind of deep cut character I'd be down for seeing getting action figure representation. Well, I may have some gripes with this figure. They're really not anything too significant. This is a really fantastic figure, and just to get a character like this that has been kind of forgotten for a while, it's just really, really awesome, and I'm really glad Jakks decided to make him. It may have taken a long time for these two to get representation in action figure form, but it definitely seems like the wait was worth it, because these are both really, really nice figures. I definitely recommend them if you're collecting this line. And if you want to get them, Chaos on eBay goes for like 20 to 30 some dollars. Pretty typical of 4-inch figures on the aftermarket. It's a little pricey, but given that this is the first ever Chaos action figure and is probably pretty sought after, it's not too bad in my opinion. Mephiles came out very recently, and at the time of this recording, he's still $24.99 on Amazon. But who knows? They might put him up for $10.99 again. It's hard to say, but Yeah, if you want to get these two, those seem to be your best options right now. So I think that's pretty much gonna do it for now. Let me know what you think of these figures down in the comments. And if you like this video, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and God bless.